Question 15. The mapping diagram represents the function y equals 5x to the power of 2. That's 5x squared. The x owns the square, is not shared by the 5. That means the square affects only the x. Look at input and the output. You can try this to see if it works. Let's write out the function representation. Then replace x with 2 and see if we get 20. So you have 5 times x squared. 5 times x in this case is 2. You have 2 squared. 5 times 2 squared is 2 times 2, that's 4. 5 times 4 is 20. So we're sure that this works. You can see that when x is 2, it gives us 20 using this function. Therefore, the input is when x is 0.5, what's y? Erasing all other things, going back to the function, and you say our x is 0.5. You can choose to solve with the decimal or convert it to fraction then solve. If you're good with working in decimal, all well and good. So you have 5 times 0.5 squared. You have to work with this 0.5 squared. 0.5 squared is 0.5 times 0.5. You can say 5 times 5, that's 25. 5 carry 2. 5 times 0, that's 0 plus 2, that's 2. 0 times 5, that's 0. And you have 0 times 0, that's 0. You add them together. 5 with empty, that's a dot, that's 5. 2 plus 0, that's 2. Then you have 0. Note, there are 2 decimals and there are 2 digits behind the decimal. There's one at the upper level and there's one at the lower level. Since there are 2 digits behind the decimal, you count 2 digits and put the decimal in front of them. So you count from the back, from the right, 1, 2, then put the decimal in front of them. So the answer to multiplying 0.5 times 0.5 will give you 0.25. Note, we've just done 0.5 times 0.5. The result you now multiply by 5. So times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. That's 5. Carry 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 2, that's 12. You write 2. You carry 1. 5 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 1, that's 1. The decimal has 2 digits behind it, which is 2 and 5. So you have 2 digits behind the decimal. You count 2 digits and put the decimal in front of them. You have 1, 2, then you put your decimal here. The final answer to this question is 1.25. And if you choose to solve it as fraction, let's convert the 0.5 to a fraction first. 0.5 is same thing as 5 over 10. Then you have 5 in 5, 1. 5 in 10, 2. You have your answer as 1 over 2, that's half. Knowing that x is half, we insert it into the function. We have it as y equals 5 times x squared. Let's separate them. Y equals 5 times x is half. Then you have the square. You have it as 5 times half, because your half is squared. You have equals 5 over, that's 5 times 1 times 1 will give you 5. 2 times 2, that's 4. That's 5 over 4, which you can write in mixed fraction as 1 over 1 over 4. It's all your choice. If you convert 5 over 4 to decimal, you get 1.25. Number 15b. The other 2 boxes in question 15 shows that they have a common source. Let's solve it. That means we've been given the value for y and we're asked to find the 2 values for x. Let's say we have the original function, that's y equals 5x squared. We know our y here is 80 and we're asked to find 2 values for our x. That means you change y with 80, so you have 80 equals 5 times x squared. At this point, it's either you introduce square root to both sides, which is going to be quite complex, or you divide both sides by 5. Once you divide both sides by 5, the x squared will be alone on the right. Then after, you can now introduce square root to both sides. So you have it as divide both sides by 5. 5 cancel 5 as x squared equals 80 divided by 5. You know you're not allowed to use a calculator. You can just rush and do it. You have 5 can go in 8 only once. So you have 1. 5 times 1, that's 5. You subtract to get 3. And since 3 is less than 5, and you still have a 0 here, you drag down the 0. That's 30. 5 in 30 is 6. So this is 6. The result of dividing 80 by 5 will give you 16. Now we want to get the square of the x, so you have the x alone. To get the square of the x, we introduce square root to both sides. The square root cancels the square, then you'll be left with x equals square root of 16 is not just 4, it's plus or minus 4. Because minus 4 times minus 4 will give you 16, same as plus 4 times plus 4 will give you 16, or 4 times 4 will give you 16. So the square root of 16 is not just 4 or plus 4, is plus or minus 4. So the answer to these two questions, the first one is minus 4, the second one is plus 4.